Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal have drawn Bayern in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. I absolutely hate UEFA. I really hate you guys because they could have given us PSG. They could have given us Dortmund. They could have given us Barcelona. They could have given us Atletico Madrid. But Bayern at this stage, Navi. Absolutely Navi game. And of course, Bayern will be coming to the Emirates Stadium on April the 9th. And that also means that as Bayern come there, they will not have their fans. I'm going to be diving into this draw. Why I think it's a very difficult draw, especially in April. When you have to play the likes of Manchester City early, late March, when you have to play the likes of Chelsea in that month, when you have to play the likes of Aston Villa and Tottenham, I just don't like the draw in my opinion. But of course, let's dive into your reactions. What do you think about Arsenal Bayern? Bayern are not at the level where they should be and where we usually know they always are. Arsenal are not at the level where we played Bayern like 7 years ago or even 8 years ago when they absolutely annihilated us and discombobulated us from existence. I think we're a much better side and Bayern are actually not. So do we have chances of going past Bayern in this draw? That is the question I want you guys to answer in the comment box below. Do you think Arsenal really have chances of going past Bayern in this draw? It's a very difficult one, but it's a familiar one. I mean, we've been here before under the days of Arsene Wenger, and we've not beaten them on many occasions, but this is a tie that brings two clubs that are almost at the same level together, right? So we're going to compare the two teams. We're going to compare the chances of both teams and why I think maybe if Arsenal put in some work, we might get a result that many people actually don't expect from us, both at the Emirates Stadium and also at the Allianz Arena. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Now, Thomas Muller, after of course drawing Arsenal, he has gone on to annoy me, definitely. This is what he said.
And it's Arsenal. Kai Havertz, my friend, I am waiting for you. Now it's a nice draw. Two very good teams, two very good stadiums, two very good cities. It will be tough, but I'm always positive. See you, Gunners.
Guys, that's Thomas Muller, and that is a reaction to the draw. It's gonna be tough, but he's always positive, and I like that. And then he says two great cities, two great clubs, and it's going to be enjoyable. And I think it's really gonna be enjoyable. There are not so many times that we have played Bayern, and Bayern really give us the amount of respect we deserve. Or at times they've not given us the respect we don't because we've not deserved it in the past. But that message from Thomas Muller is very important to any Bayern fans out there. I think the two important parts there is he talks about the teams and then he talks about the tie being difficult and being tough, and he says he always stays positive because he's looking at this Arsenal side and they are much better. I don't think we're really miles ahead of Bayern. They've had their share of problems, injuries, and inconsistencies in form, especially away from home. They literally don't win away from the Allianz Arena. When they're on the road, they're kind of rubbish, but that you don't write them off. You don't write them off in a quarterfinal. You don't write them off in Europe. So let's dive into the chances of Arsenal beating Bayern and qualifying through. I think if you're neutral, this is going to be a very good game because Arsenal with their electric front three and defensive solidarity, and then Bayern with their problems but their high status, and that high status allowed them to go easily past Lazio by 3-0 at the Allianz Arena without Lazio responding. Now the question is going to be, when it comes to Thomas Tuchel and it comes to Bayern, how much do they want the Champions League? And it's the same question that Arsenal are going to ask themselves. How much do we want to win the Champions League? Because for me, Bayern at the moment, they're not at the level that threaten Arsenal. They're not at the level where they were 8 years ago with the Iron Robins of this world, Thiago Alcantares, Toni Kroos, Bastian Schweinsteiger. They no longer have that quality. And I think the likes of Goretzka are quality, the likes of Kimmich are quality. But when we compare the team then, Ribery, Robben, Lewandowski, and all that quality, and then you compare them to Harry Kane, Jamal Musiala, and Serge Gnabry and Leroy Sané. Those are very good players, but we can see the difference. And I don't think this is going to be a tie that is decided by history. I think this is going to be a tie that is decided by the here and now. And when we went past FC Porto, I said this, that I won't be surprised if Arsenal easily go through to the semi-finals, and this could be a tie that Arsenal over-prepare for, and therefore we easily go through to the to the semi-finals. Because if Bayern come at the Emirates Stadium, which is an advantage for me that we are playing them first at the Emirates, and they lose, let's say 1-0, let's say 2-0, they will struggle at the Allianz Arena, because whatever they can do, we can do better at the moment. We can score more goals than them, we can defend much better than them, and we can even govern different aspects of the game, especially the midfield. We can control the tempo of the game at a much better rate than they're actually doing at the moment. So I think our chances of going through against Bayern, I would say 6 out of 10. I would give Bayern a 4 out of 10, because there is literally there is no staying. I mean, one goes and one gets out of the competition. So I'm going to say Arsenal still have a 6 out of 10, and Bayern have a 4 out of 10. I don't think it's a 50-50. I think we have that upper hand with a +1, right? A 5+1. And then Bayern have the second hand opportunities, 5 -1. So 4 out of 10 for Bayern for me, 6 out of 10 for Arsenal. Now, let's be honest, and this is out of pure honesty. We are all absolutely afraid, and we are all absolutely nervous for this game. It's gonna be a good game. There's no question about that. Like Arsenal Bayern, Arsenal Barcelona, Barcelona PSG, Madrid, Madrid Man City. Those are very good ties. They're gonna be very, very good games. And the Champions League, that's the beauty about it, that it gives you the quality competition and the quality games earlier on, and we already have the chance to get the quality games as early as the quarterfinals. But that doesn't mean that we are not scared, and that doesn't mean I'm not scared. It doesn't mean that I'm not nervous. I'm actually nervous. It's Bayern in the end, right? It's Bayern in the end, and they can do whatever they can to you. They can actually turn up on a UCL night. They've been doing the UCL rounds for the last 8 years that we've not been in the Champions League, and they've not missed a single time. They've been champions 11 times or 12 times in the German Bundesliga, apart from this season, where they might not actually win it. So, it's Bayern. But also where Bayern have to feel lucky is they're playing a side that has not been in the UCL, and they're playing a side that has divided attention. So we are looking at the Champions League and we are like, well, maybe the Champions League could actually be the trophy for us. And then we are looking at the Premier League and we're like, but we're on top of the league, and maybe the Premier League could be the one for us. And if we get to play Bayern and we are still top of the league, it's going to create a lot of confusion for us. It's going to create a lot of difficulty for us. Do we focus on Bayern and the Champions League, or do we focus on these really hard games that are going to be coming up, the likes of Aston Villa, the likes of Tottenham, the likes of Man City, and the likes of Chelsea and Man United, especially in May? So Bayern want it more, and they have a reason to fight for the Champions League much more than Arsenal do. Because at the moment, if you're Bayern and you're Thomas Tuchel, there is only one thing for you to do. That is to win the UCL. They can't have an excuse, right? They will not win the Bundesliga. They will not. So it's a do or die. It's a do or die for them. They either win the UCL or they walk away from this campaign with absolutely nothing. I don't think Bayern want to walk away with nothing, but I still think they will walk away with nothing, especially if they let Bayer Leverkusen win the Bundesliga. So if Leverkusen wins the Bundesliga, I don't think Bayern are among the teams that are going to win the UEFA Champions League. So for me, they're off already. And I think they can play the semi-finals. But even if they played Madrid right now, I would fancy Madrid to win. Even if they played Man City right now, I would fancy Manchester City to go through. So the chances are that Arsenal might not go through, Bayern might not go through, and I'm still waiting for that one time, for that one moment where everyone goes, Arsenal have gone through. So listen, good tie, good game. Everyone is absolutely gassed about it. I've looked at some of the reactions on the draw, especially Edu talking about it, and there is an acceptance within the Arsenal fan base and the Arsenal hierarchy and the Arsenal body that we are there. We are now ready to play Bayern. It's revenge. It's revenge. When Mikel Arteta was player, these guys knocked us out on an average of 10 goals to nil. Was it 10 goals to 2, 10 goals to 1, 10 goals to nil? It was 5 at home and 5 away. So it's time for us to go for the revenge button. It's time for us to go all in, right? Because there's nothing to lose, right? If you get out, you've done well. You've played till the quarterfinals of the Champions League. You've really, really done well as a young Arsenal side. And you're just going to get a bit better. But if you go past Bayern and play the semi-finals of the UCL, it's even going to be more magic. It's even going to be more lovable. This Arsenal team will be more interesting, more entertaining, and there will be more pressure, of course. There will be more nervy moments. But of course, that is the beauty about football. Jeopardy, nerves, nervy moments, and all that kind of beautiful, beautiful stuff. So guys, talk to me in the comment box below. What do you think about the draw? Is it one that is easy? Is it one that Arsenal will easily be going through because of Bayern's form recently? Do you think by the time we come back, we shall be as good as we have been before the international break? Talk to me about all that stuff in the comment box below. Now, the other draws, because they actually matter to us, right? They really, really do matter to us. And I'm going to do a video predicting who is going to go through every draw. Man City have drawn Real Madrid. I like that. I really, really like that. And I'm really sure the Allianz Arena is going to decide our tie, and I think the Bernabeu is going to decide that tie between Manchester City and Real Madrid. Now there, I want Madrid to go through because I think Arsenal can have a say against Real Madrid. I don't think we can really have a say against Man City. Pep Guardiola at times could be very tricky, and when you give him a game over 2 legs, I'm not convinced we can beat them over 2 legs. But with Real Madrid, won't be surprised if we share a draw somewhere and then Arsenal win, one of the legs. So there, I want Real Madrid to go through and Manchester City to be dumped out. And with Real Madrid's way of playing football, the likes of Vinicius, the likes of Rodrigo and Jude Bellingham, that explosive forward line, Manchester City will have a lot of problems from this team. And I'm happy they've not drawn PSG or Barcelona because that would have been an absolute walkover. PSG, Barcelona, I don't care who goes through there. Give me any of them in the quarterfinals and in the semi-finals, and I would know the job to do. However, if I was to choose who I want us to go, who I would support to go through, I would still say Barcelona. Now, Barca are getting stronger by the day, and it's going to be a very, very good balanced side. PSG are not as good as everybody thinks, but then Barca are also not as bad as everyone thinks as well. So we might have a tie where you have Barca, the underdogs, actually overpowering PSG, the clear favorites in that tie. But I would love Barca to go through there because I know Arsenal still can obliterate and destroy FC Barcelona. Atletico Madrid, Borussia Dortmund. I think this one has already been decided. I don't think Dortmund will go at the Wanda Metropolitano and pick up a point. I don't even think they'll pick up a result. They will go to the Wanda Metropolitano, 2-0, 3-0, and that's job done. I think Atletico Madrid, when they go to the Signal Iduna Park, it will be the same. They will lose by 1-0 or 2-1, and therefore, I still think Atletico Madrid will go through, but I'm not really afraid of them. They're very bad away from home, so if they want, they should actually bring it on. I'm not really afraid of them in any way, shape, or form. I'm serious when I say that. I'm really serious. So it still looks like the ties are balanced, and we might have very good semi-finals, right? We could have Manchester City playing a certain, maybe, I don't know, PSG or Barcelona, or playing Arsenal or Bayern, right, in the quarterfinals. And then we might have Atletico Madrid taking on, anyone. I just want to see good quarterfinal football. And I think this draw guarantees us absolute entertainment.